Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That is me, Gabe Wrench, in the house on this Tuesday. That's right, the club is going up on a Tuesday, like Drake said. Podcast, Fan Talk's going up on a Tuesday. I am going away on vacation, so I don't really want to haul my microphone and my laptop to my vacation. So we're doing it on Tuesday. Fan Talk is a podcast by me, Kyle Brenchley, that you can find anywhere you get your podcast. I record video as well, obviously, so you can watch on YouTube and Spotify and listen to me anywhere you get your podcast. Feel free to give me a like or a dislike or a comment or a share or whatever you care to give. This wonderful Tuesday, it is 90 degrees, not that hot relative to what it's been in the past. A little smoky, a little cloudy. I blame the forest fires for the bad air quality, but that is okay because it is the circle of life and we keep on running. Speaking of running, we have some awesome things. We're talking all about the Olympics today on this episode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we break down the Olympic Games. A lot of good things that we're going to be talking about. A little later on the show, I'll do my locals, Utah locals, Paris. That's a fun little segment that I've started. And we'll be talking about how the men's basketball team, as well as a last-second comeback by the women's rugby team. All that and more still ahead here on Fan Talk. But first, let's start with the Fan Talk Fast Talk. 3 quick stories to start off your Tuesday. So let us start off first with the medal count. If you've been living under a rock, and I know some of you do, the Paris Olympics have started. Day 4 of competition, and we already have a crazy medal count going down right now. Let me show you right now what the current count stands at. The United States currently has the most medals, as you can see here, 26, but only have 4 gold in comparison to everyone else. So, as you can see here, a lot of medals have been given out already. Japan leads the way with 7 gold. USA has 4, but has the most medals at 26. I've noticed something. The U.S. always does this. They get the most gold and silver, or they get the most silver and bronze, but they don't always get the most gold. You know, some of these events, some of these other countries rack up on the golds. The United States have medals in all sorts of sports, ranging from gymnastics. The women's gymnastics team took first, and the men's took bronze, which is sensational because the men have not medaled in 16 years. Women showing their dominance again, being led by Simone Biles, Jordan Childs. We'll talk about them a little bit later as well. All the way to skateboarding, swimming, fencing, and diving, a variety of sports. We haven't even gotten to the track and field yet, which is another bread and butter of the United States. But there you go. After 4 days, the United States have the most medals, but Japan leads the way with 7 golds. The men's basketball team, 5-on-5, they beat Serbia 110-84 the other day. LeBron James almost had a triple-double. Kevin Durant only missed 1 shot, had 21 points on 8 of 9 shooting. The team off to a slow start in the exhibition games. At the start of this game, they were down 10-2 to start. Came back, found their footing, and showed that they are the best in the world. And they didn't even need to play Jason Tatum or Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, both guys are insanely good. Tyrese Halliburton is kind of the odd man out. Like, he is a star, but he's of all the other guys on the team, you can tell he's the odd one out. Jason Tatum didn't get a single minute. Look for him to get a few more minutes against South Sudan. The men tip off tomorrow, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time against South Sudan, a team they almost lost to. They had have that amazing comeback in the expedition game, but that game should be fun, so keep an eye out on that. And now, let's talk about, sorry, I'm so excited. Let's talk about women's rugby. They did something totally crazy. Now, I'm going to try to share my screen, and hopefully this works. If not, go search up this video. It is absolutely bonkers. But check. So, as you can see there, totally insane what happened there. So, essentially, if you've never played rugby before or are not familiar with the rules, I'll make a connection here to football. So, football, when they score in the end zone, they call it a touchdown. In rugby, it's called a try. When you score a try is when you get into the opponent's little field there, their end zone per se. So the U.S. were down 12-7, and there's only 20 seconds left in the game, and Australia had just scored, so it was like, all right, here's the end of the game. And as you saw, Alexis Cedric, who is from Utah, I'll be talking about her on the locals in the Paris Olympics segment in just a second. She gets through the line, and it is just crazy because there was only like 8 seconds left when she broke through the line. And she just runs the whole length of the field, scores the try, which ties the game. They kick the conversion, which is worth 2 points, kind of like a PAT in football. And since she scored it from right there, since she scored the try from so close, she got to kick it so close. And they win at the buzzer. They get a bronze medal, which is huge because women's rugby has not gotten to the medal stand in forever. And so that was huge for the U.S. women's rugby team. They win bronze at the buzzer. Go watch that video again. Alex Cedric saves the day. Mrs. America. Gotta love it. That was your Fan Talk Fast Talk. I know it wasn't as fast as usual, but since it's the Olympics, we are talking it all. It's been crazy. It's been a fun couple days so far. We're only on day 4. We still got a whole week to go. I have YouTube TV, and if you guys have Peacock, then Peacock has a cool feature called the Gold Zone where you can literally watch every single medal ceremony and event. On YouTube TV, you have the 4-box. You can watch the 4-box and watch all the events across all the networks that broadcast the Olympic Games. And it's been really fun. And you can always just catch up afterwards. But this has been sensational. Now, while we're on the topic of rugby, let's talk about some of the locals who were in that game who are from Utah here. So Stephanie Rovetti, she was a BYU graduate. She was actually born in Nevada, but attended BYU. She was on the team. And then Alex Spiff Cedric. So they call her Spiff. And she's been interviewed a couple times on KSL. KSL is the television station I work for here in Salt Lake City. And she was born here in Salt Lake City. She attended Harriman High. She went off to school in Georgia, but has been on the women's rugby 7 team. And that was her that had that run at the end of the game, went the distance, and scored the try and the conversion to give the USA the win and the bronze medal. So congratulations to both of them. Congratulations to Team USA. Congratulations to the sport of rugby. Rugby around the world is huge, but here in the United States is not quite as big. But with the women winning the bronze medal, and a moment like this on a stage bigger than life, the Olympics, rugby will now be in the spotlight. Rugby will now get the respect and exposure that it deserves. It is an intense sport. It is a challenging sport. It requires your all. And I might just start watching rugby. Utah has a professional rugby team called the Utah Warriors, which is super cool. Rugby, cool sport. Go check it out. Spiff, Alex Spiff Cedric, Miss Captain America, saved the day. Bronze medal. Congratulations to them. Another Utah native that I want to talk about who won a medal, first time that she had ever won a medal. Her name is Haley Batten. Haley Batten from Park City. Obviously, up in Park City, you do a lot of mountain biking. Perfect place. If you guys are not familiar, if you're not from Utah, if you do not know about Park City, it is the ski capital of the world, and a lot of great mountains, a lot of great slopes. Everyone goes there to ski. Best powder in the world. When it is not winter, come summertime, best mountain biking in the world. The trails open up, the snow clears away, and away you go. Haley Batten, only 25 years old, found a lot of success, got a lot of traction. In Tokyo, she took 9th. This time around, she was not settling for that. Ends up taking 2nd, takes home the silver in the women's cross-country cycling mountain biking event. Congratulations to her. That's impressive. Go watch her interview. She was crying. She was emotional. It just means so much to these athletes. And I think we take it for granted. Sorry, I always say granted. I think we take it for obsidian. I think we take it for granted how difficult and how mentally challenging this really is. For us to be good at anything, that's hard. But not only do you have to be good at it, you have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated to it. It has to become part of you. And you can tell, look at the women's gymnastics. Biles coming back from, when she got the twisties or whatever they called it in Tokyo, where she stepped away from the sport for a little bit. You look at, athletes who have risen above and who have stepped back and have returned. You see these athletes, the hard work finally pays off. And you realize how human they are when the emotion just seeps through, win a medal, and when they have accomplished something so great that it's beyond anything that we could fathom, on the athletic realm. So congratulations to Haley Batten. Congratulations to all who not just win a medal, but go out there and compete and dedicate themselves to the pursuit of greatness. It truly is inspiration and spectacular to me. Yeah, so those are some of the locals from Utah in the Paris Olympic Games. There's a lot more. Last week I highlighted Jimmer Fredette. They played in 3v3 basketball today. Unfortunately, they lost. Serbia got a little bit of revenge in the 3v3 and beat the men. Luckily, it's pool play, and they'll have another couple opportunities to find their footing and get off there. But really fun for Jimmer Fredette. I talked about Courtney Wayman. I talked about Corey Hawkins. Track and field coming up in the next week or so. I'm excited for that. There's been a lot of medals and a lot of cool things happening in the pool, so keep an eye on that. Gymnastics individual events will come up as well. They finished up the teams today, but the individuals will, surely follow. There's going to be a lot of good things. So keep watching the Paris Olympic Games. Let me know what your favorite event is, who you're most excited for, and who I should talk about next on the Utah Locals in Paris. And let's sign it off. Let's go watch some more Olympics. That's all I got for you today here on Fan Talk. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. Again, you can find this wherever you get your podcast. Video versions are found on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk. USA! USA!